Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. We are still solving Professor Chidume's real analysis textbook exercise, okay? And we're in exercise 1 of chapter 1. And then we have question number 2 VI. We have solved the rest of them. The link is on the description. You can watch the video, okay? And the question said that we should find all the values of x, which is an element of a real number that satisfies the inequality absolute value of x plus absolute value of x plus 2 plus absolute value of 2 minus x is less than or equal to 8. Okay. Now, in this one, we're going to partition it like normal. First of all, we get the critical points. The critical point here is that x is 0, and the critical point here is that x is minus 2. So let's check it. The critical point here is x is equal to 0, and the critical point here is that x plus 2 is equal to 0, which shows that x is equal to minus 2. And then the critical point here is that 2 minus x is equal to 0 to show that x is equal to 2. So these are all the critical points. So if I draw my real line, because they are all in real, I'm going to have that here is minus 2, here is 0, and here is my 2. If you look at this very well, you see that this is partitioned into 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for here shows that x is less than minus 2. Here is that minus 2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than what? 2. Here, sorry, which is less than 0. 0. So here is that 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than what? 2. Why here is that what? X is greater than or equal to what? 2. So that is how to partition them. So we are going to have 4 cases to solve this. So before we solve that, let me brush your mind or recall you to the definition of absolute value. So we know that the absolute value of x is going to be itself x only if and only if it is a positive number or 0. Okay? Then it's going to be negative of itself if and only if it is negative. That is the definition. So an example is that the absolute value of 5 is a positive number. So the absolute value of 5 is 5 itself, positive. So the absolute value of 0 is 0 itself, because I told you it can only be itself when it is positive or 0. So, but the absolute value of negative 5 should be negative of itself, which will give you just 5. You understand why? Because when it is negative, it will be negative of that thing you are seeing there, negative of itself. That is why we say that absolute value can never be negative. Absolute value must give you a result that is positive. Okay? So now let's go to our cases. So for the first case, case 1, case 1, case 1 say that x is less than what? Minus 2. Now, if x is less than minus 2, pick any number that is less than minus 2. That number should be what? For example, minus 3. So if I put minus 3 here, you see that this man is negative. So let me write my equation. Absolute value of x plus absolute value of x plus 2 plus absolute value of 2 minus x is less than or equal to 8. Okay, so when x is less than minus 2, for example, minus 3, if I put minus 3 here, that means x is negative. So I'm having the absolute value of a negative number is negative itself, plus, if I put minus 3 here again, minus 3 here shows that everything here is negative. Minus 3 plus 2 will give you minus 1, which is a negative number. So an absolute value of a negative number is negative itself. So I'm having negative x, negative 2. Okay? Now, if I still put minus 3 here, I'm going to have 2 minus 3, which will give you a positive number. So an absolute value of a positive number is that number itself, 2 minus x, which is less than or equal to 8. So having this one, I'm going to see that what do we have? Minus s minus s minus s will give you minus 3x. Okay? Minus 2 plus 2 is gone. So I have is less than or equal to 8. So therefore, x is greater than or equal to what? Minus 8 over 3. To divide by minus, this must change. So now, let us now compare the two of them and get their intersection. So if you draw the graph, 8 over 3 is smaller than 2. So 8 over 3 should be here, minus 8 over 3 should be here, while my minus 2 should be here. So this one is shaded, moving this way. Why this one is not shaded, moving this way? So this is the intersection. So the answer to this, to case 1, is that x is an element of a closed interval of minus 8 over 3 and an open interval of minus 2. So that is the solution for case 1. So we move to case 2. So for case 2, case 2, case 2 say that minus 2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 0. In this case, always separate it. If you separate it, you are going to have that you are going to have that x is greater than or equal to minus 2. And then x is less than 0. Okay, so that is the two of them. So if you check this very well, you will see that if this one comes here, I'm going to have that x minus 2 is positive. X plus 2 is positive. Okay, x plus 2 is positive. So let us now check it. So to check it now, we are going to have that let me just 1 minute. Okay, all right. So to check it, first of all, for this one that x is negative, so it's going to be negative x. Oh, let me write my question. The question says the absolute value of x plus the absolute value of x plus 2 plus the absolute value of 2 minus x is less than or equal to 8. Okay, so having this, we are going to see that for this one, x is less than 2, so here is going to be negative x, and then this one is positive, is greater than or equal to 0, right? It's greater than or equal to 0. So if it's greater than or equal to 0, this is positive, so it's going to be itself x plus 2. And then for this one says that x, let's pick in between any number that is in between minus 2 and minus 2 and 0. Let's check what is going to happen. Let's see. So let's pick any number between them and see what is going to happen. Okay. I think it's going to be positive. It's going to be positive as well. Let me pick, for example, any number between this will give you, for example, minus 1. If I put minus 1 here, 2 minus minus 1 is giving me positive, so it's positive. So an absolute value of a positive number is equally positive. So I have 2 minus x is less than or equal to 8. So this and this is gone, and this is 4. So I'm having 4 minus x is less than or equal to 8. So minus x is less than or equal to 8 minus 4. So minus x is less than or equal to 4. So x is greater than or equal to minus 4. So if I now draw it, now on the real line, I'm having here is minus 4, here is minus 2, and here is 0. So I'm having that this one is like this and this, while this one is greater than. So this one is just moving shaded here like this, shaded here and moving here. So the intersection is everything here. The intersection is everything here. That's the intersection. That is from minus 4 to 4 is the intersection. From minus 4 to 4, I think, is their intersection. Right? So which one? What they have in common. Okay, sorry, that's not the intersection. The intersection is this middle. Because this one moves to somewhere infinity there. You understand? So what they have in common is this middle. This middle is what they have in common. Yes. So therefore, the solution here is that x is a closed interval of minus 2 and then open interval of 0. So that is the solution to that. Okay, so this is it. So we have gotten for case 2. So for case 3, let us be writing all our cases because we need to combine them at last. So first of all, we got minus 8 over 3 comma minus 2, and then we now got a closed interval of minus 2 and 0. Okay. So let's go to case 3. So for case 3, we have that 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2. So if you separate it, you are going to have that x is greater than or equal to 0. And then to separate this one, you are going to x is less than minus 2 is less than 0. So having this one, let's write our question. Our question said that absolute value of x plus absolute value of x plus 2, then plus absolute value of 2 minus x is less than or equal to 8. So this one is positive already, so it is just x. This one, x minus 2 is negative, so this one is negative, so this one is going to be minus 2 plus x is less than or equal to 8. So for this one, we are choosing a number that is between 0 and 2. A number that is between 0 and 2 could be 1, and 1 plus this is going to give you positive. So this one is going to be positive. So x plus 2 is positive. You see how I got all of them? So you are going to have that this plus, I'm going to have that 3x is less than or equal to 8. So x is less than or equal to 8 over 3. So if I combine these two, let me draw the graph to combine the two. So permit me to clean here to get their intersection. So to combine the two, I'm having that this is 0, we have 0, we have 2, and then we have 8 over 3. Okay, for this one is 0 is like this, and then 2 is like this. Okay, why this one is like this, and then till infinity somewhere here. So this is what they have in common. So this is what they have in common. So the answer here is that x is an element of a closed interval of 0 and open interval of 2. So this is the solution to this one. Okay, so we go to the final one, and then the final one is case 4. Case 4. So for case 4, is when we say that x is now greater than or equal to what? 2, which implies that x minus 2 is positive. Okay, which implies that, let's just say, greater than 2, and anyone is positive. So now we still have our question: absolute value of x plus absolute value of x plus 2 plus absolute value of 2 minus x is less than or equal to 8. Okay, or let me even have x coming to this side so that it will make sense. It will now be 0 is greater than 2 minus x. So therefore 2 minus x is less than 0. It's better that way, so that it will look exactly the way this one is, so you don't make mistake. So now we say that x is greater than 2, show that this is positive. If x is greater than 2, shows that this one is equally positive. So x plus 2. But here we are seeing that 2 minus x, everything here is negative. You understand? 2 minus, in fact, if you pick any number that is greater than 2, which is 3, for example, here is going to be negative. So negative of absolute value of something is negative of itself, which is negative 2 plus x is less than or equal to what? 8. So this and this is gone. I'm still having that 3x is less than or equal to 8. So therefore, x is less than or equal to what? 8 over 3. So if we draw it to see how it will look like, we draw it. We have just there is equal to here, sorry. So we have just our 2 here. We have our 2 here, and then we have our 8 over 3. So for this one is shaded coming this way. This one is equally shaded coming this way. So this is the intersection. So for here, I have x is an element of a closed interval of 2, 8 over 3 closed interval. So to now draw all of them so that we can get our final answer, to draw all of them, the union of everything. So for everything, I have negative 8 over 2 over 3. We have negative 2. We have 0. We now have 2. And then we now have 8 over 3. So you are going to see that the answer is, this one is like this, and this one is like this. So the final solution is that x is an element of a closed interval of minus 8 over 3, 8 over 3 closed interval. So I think that is the solution to that. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share to your friends, and then ask your question on the comment section. May the peace of the Lord be with you. Bye-bye.